Hey guys, what is up? Plastic Guy here, coming back with another figure review where today we're taking a look at this Sinister 6 ToyBiz Spider-Man figure. This figure came out in 2004, which is a while ago now, and I've always seen him popping up left, right and centre. He's always popping up on eBay for around £20. I've seen him go for more than that, I've seen him go for less than that. However, I never really used to like him. I thought he just looked really bulky. I mean, he is obviously shredded. This guy is an absolute unit, no doubt about that. That's your first impressions. But just the head sculpt and everything was a wee bit blocky for me. And, you know, I'm not going to diss Spider-Man anymore, but wasn't a fan of the overall look. Now I love it. Now I think he's great. He's definitely one of a kind. And I kept seeing him on eBay and everything. And yeah, I was like, I'm going to have to get that figure. So my birthday just passed and my girlfriend got me this figure and he's awesome. I've already took a closer look at him. He's fantastic, makes some great photos, so fun to play around with. Yeah, I mean, he's great. So I definitely knew I had to make a video of him, show him off a wee bit more. But before we get into the video, guys, let me know down in the comment section what your favourite ToyBiz figure is. Let me know if it's a Spider-Man, what type of Spider-Man, if it's the Hulk figures. I got a comment on the channel recently asking if I had any Blade, Hulk, Fantastic Four figures that were all made by ToyBiz, I believe. And those are figures I definitely want. That ToyBiz Blade figure, the movie figure, is definitely on my list to get. And as soon as I pick these guys up, I'll be making videos on them. So let me know what your guys' favourite ToyBiz figures are down in the comment section below. While you're down there, guys, if you could do me a massive favour, hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, do me a massive favour and hit that subscribe button as well. Let's not wait any longer though, let's get right into the video and check out this Sinister 6 Spidey. And here is this ToyBiz Spidey as he came from eBay, and he looks shredded. This figure's pretty old now, it's an older ToyBiz Spider-Man. I've seen him floating around for the longest time and my opinions have changed on him. When I first saw him, wasn't a massive fan, especially with the head sculpt. It definitely looks a bit blocky. However, the more I saw him and scrolled past him and everything, I just fell in love with him. I mean, he is absolutely ripped. This guy is definitely the most built Spider-Man figure you can pick up. I've not seen another Spider-Man figure where he is just absolutely crushing out his suit. Like, look how shredded this guy is from his massive biceps, those shoulders, and then the six-pack. Maybe he's even got an 8-pack. I mean, nah, it's 6, but it should be 8. The massive pecs, look at the thighs. I mean, this guy is going to the gym about 8 times a day when he's not fighting crime. It's pretty spectacular. And yeah, that's pretty much the reason I really like this figure. It's just a bit different and it's pretty cool to think of just Spider-Man being completely shredded, because most of the time when we see Spider-Man, he's just a skinny, slim, slender sort of Spidey. Here's the retro Spidey, and we will look at them closer comparison later on. But yeah, like, this guy's just different breed. He's absolutely crushing the dumbbells at the gym, and not only the dumbbells, he's going crazy ham on every exercise there is. So yeah, just a different sort of Spidey, and that's why I really like this guy. Taking a closer look, as I said, the head sculpt is a bit blocky. This neck's moving around quite easily. As I said, it's an old figure. Some of the joints are pretty loose on this guy. Yeah, blocky head sculpt. It's not the worst. It does have a certain charm to it, I suppose. It's kind of alien-like. But yeah, still kind of cool. Then we get this body, and the paint's great. I really like the kind of darker red, and then we've got like a deep blue as well, and you can see like the highlights, the darker shadow in areas. The paint looks really good, and we've got some black over here as well. So it's definitely a more used Spider-Man suit, which I like. The spider logo is fairly decent. I do like that. I think my favourite kind of chest logo has to be the Raimi suit. But it's a good comic Spidey logo, I think, on this figure. And the arms, these massive arms. Yeah, they look good. A lot of articulation on this guy as well, which we'll cover later on. The legs look really good. I like the way the suit creases up, and here there's more detail. This guy does look really detailed, and I love that. Just more muscle, and you can see the creasing kind of up here as well. Yeah, really nice, really nice. Back logo, your kind of classic comic Spidey logo there. Very dirty and muckied up, and I like that. I like the idea that this guy's been in a lot of scraps recently. I mean, he would have had to been to maintain that crazy physique. And yeah, a lot of detail in the back of the figure. So this guy, really well sculpted, lots of detail there, and then the paint is just topping it off. I mean, this guy looks fantastic. As I said earlier, let's get him compared to some other Spideys. So here we have another ToyBiz Spider-Man, and we did take a closer look at this guy on my eBay bundle video, I think. Yeah, the eBay bundle video that was released fairly recent. You'll be able to find it on the channel page. These guys are standing the same height. I think it's safe to assume that this guy is a newer ToyBiz figure. This one must have came out a long time before. We can see with the articulation. But yeah, going back to the muscle, just look how shredded this guy is compared to just... I feel like this is a more common look for Spider-Man, just the skinny, slender sort of Spider-Man. And then we get this brolic Spider-Man here. And then for an old and new comparison, we get our old ToyBiz Spidey here, and then our newer Marvel Legends Hasbro Spidey. And yeah, I mean, you can just clearly see the differences with the age of the figure, just totally different articulation. Bigger as well. I love both of these guys, and this one's definitely a bit more muscly, especially talking about before. If we got the Pizza Spider-Man, for example, he's going to be skinny and slender like this guy, but Retro Spidey here, yeah, he's definitely been pumping some iron, but not as much as this guy. And then I had to throw in a movie figure here. Went for the Raimi Web Trap Spidey. Once again, made by ToyBiz. We can see they're definitely more similar in height. And yeah, I guess the Raimi figures are a bit more bulky than your kind of comic Spidey. Definitely sort of Spider-Man I've been describing. Tobey Maguire was defo pumping the iron. And yeah, once again, this guy's just way more shredded. But... different sort of Spideys, hard to compare them. We've got the movie look and then a more comic classic look. So the articulation in this guy is pretty great. I'll try and just quickly run over it. The neck, as I was saying, is really loose, but to try and move the head, you can move it really far back, especially with that neck moving as well. You can get him looking right down, which I really like that. And you could move, I don't think you can move it left and right, actually, definitely not. And I suppose that's why the neck moves so much, like so. The shoulders have these kind of crazy joints here. You can get them right up. Is that meant to happen? What on earth? I've not actually noticed that before. What? That is quite freakish, that. But yeah, there you go. That's got some mad hinge where his arm will come all the way out like so, and you can move them backwards and forwards, so it's like a butterfly joint, and now it's stuck. What on earth has happened? Okay, we got that back in. That is a weird joint. Never seen that before in any other figure. We can get the arms moving backwards and forwards all the way around. Oh, that joint's causing problems. And yeah, you could move that separately, I think. Maybe not. This is just so confusing. You can see there's a joint in there. It's kind of hard to move about with that joint. You've got an upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, like so. You can move that wrist backwards and forwards. And then he does have finger articulation as well. Same articulation in this arm here, especially with that shoulder in. Yep, comes all the way out. That is crazy. I don't know how I didn't notice that before. He's got this... torso articulation here, waist articulation here. Get the leg moving that far out, that far in, get it moving backwards and forwards. Double jointed knees. Oh, come on. Oh, well, actually, I noticed that before. I was really struggling to get that top joint and the knee moving. Get this one moving though. Can rotate it at the calf as well, and then move the foot backwards and forwards. And it has a bit of pivot and toe articulation. Crazy articulation on this figure, but I love it. And there we have it for this Spider-Man figure, and this guy is epic. He's definitely one of a kind, and for that reason I love him. I don't think there's any other Spider-Man figures out there that is that shredded. I love that look. The only thing that I'm not a massive fan of on this guy is the head sculpt. It looks a bit alien-like, definitely a bit blocky, and yeah, it's not enough to throw me off the figure. It definitely did it first, but now that I have this guy in hand, he's incredible. The articulation is mental. Definitely not got another figure like that in my collection, especially with those shoulder arms and the joint. The shoulder arms and the joint on the shoulder, that definitely threw me off. But it's fantastic, and it gets Spider-Man into a lot of great poses. I cannot wait to take a lot of pictures with this guy and shove them up on my Instagram. Speaking of, I'll leave the link to my Instagram down in the description below. And I really want you guys to go down there and let me know what you guys think of this figure in the comment section. I love him. I think he's great. I think the paint's fantastic. It really adds a lot of definition to this great sculpt, apart from the head. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. And while you're down there, guys, if you could do me a massive favour and hit that like button, and if you've not already done it, hit that subscribe button as well for future videos on a lot of Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is my favourite. With all that being said, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I love making them. And yeah, thank you. As always, I'll catch yous on the flip-flop later. Cheers.